Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another drama channel drama, another Twitter drama. I swear since a lot of people have gone into quarantine yesterday, apparently everyone is already losing it on Twitter. And if this is happening on day 1 of quarantine, I don't want to know how people are going to be acting on day 14 at this point. So sit back and prepare yourself because this video might be a long one. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Nick Snider, T-Trigger, vice versa, aka Tea to Spill, a channel called This Bish Crazy, whatever. Ethan is Supreme, aka Ethan Peters, and Thomas Halbert. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't seen my video yesterday about Makeup Revolution responding to Manny MUA about him claiming they stole his design on his component, I will link that up over here as well as down in the description box below. So make sure you definitely go check that out as well. And I swear you guys, like, this is going to be a strenuous quarantine for a lot of people, and people are going to look for an escape online. And unfortunately, that means there's going to be a lot of drama online. All of this stuff literally took place between the 17th and early this morning, and even I at one point was just trying to go back and find screenshots of things. Like, it was just such a mess, and literally Thomas was in 2 different fights on Twitter with 2 different people in a matter of 2 hours. Like, 2 hours, come on, like, seriously. Alright, so let's start with the drama between T-Trigger and vice versa, aka Tea to Spill. Now, if you don't know who vice versa is, he used to go by Tea to Spill and would do voiceover videos until recently when he just did his face reveal video yesterday. Now, according to what I can gather from the information that I found on Twitter, was that there was potential doxing going on as he accused T-Trigger of following his friends and family and, I believe, boyfriend. Let's go ahead and take a look at the screenshot from his tweet. So vice versa tweeted out at TTriggerYT, care to explain why you are following my family, friends, and others on social media? And he followed that up by saying, this is a perfect example of me getting antagonized, so when I pop off, there will be no apologies this time. There will be no accountability plus fake online outrage considered. And then someone replied under that saying, wow, that's creepy. To which T-Trigger replied saying, don't believe everything you see online. And then T-Trigger also replied saying, and if possible, Tea to Spill, could you unblock me so we can have a conversation instead of message me and blocking me before we can talk? Pretty childish of you. So my issue with claiming that somebody is following your friends and family, unless they actually know who you are, they aren't going to be able to know who your friends and family are as well, unless for some reason they have looked you up, which if they have at that point, that is very creepy. Now with T-Trigger, he has over 1,700 followers to his Twitter, so if somebody in your friends and family follow you on Twitter, they're most likely going to get recommended to follow him as well, so they could be following him and then he just followed them back. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing that for fact. But I feel like if you are going to at somebody and accuse them of something, then you need to leave that line of communication open to then turn around and block them before they can respond, or they respond and you don't communicate back to them, then you're not helping the situation by doing that. You have to be able to keep that line of communication open, otherwise this is just going to continue. And I thought that was going to be the end of this for a second, and then I saw the little hidden icon at the bottom of the original tweet. So if you don't know what that is, you can hide tweets from your replies, and then people can see them by clicking on the little icon that's down in the bottom right corner to find these other tweets that were hidden. Jamie replied saying, I don't know how you are actually taking these claims seriously, lol. To which T-Trigger replied saying, I don't know where he got that from, but I want nothing to do with Tea to Spill or his friends, family, or boyfriend. Please kindly ask them to soft block me as I have no idea who they are. And if you guys thought that was going to be the end of that, then you clearly don't know the drama channel drama community very well, because it continued on to this morning when T-Trigger tweeted out this. Hey, you need stop low-key threatening to reveal my wife's identity, you know, since you were the anti-doxer. Just end it. We don't need to fight. We need to go back to our corners and stop interacting with each other. Trust was lost because of lies, and now this? Ugh. And T-Trigger did reply under this tweet saying that this was not about vice versa, but alluding that it was to somebody else. You're literally in a fight with somebody else literally a few hours after this happened. Like, what is going on Twitter already? And someone replied back saying, dude, why are you always fighting with someone? To which T-Trigger replied saying, I'm so done. I'm not letting anybody in anymore. And then Drama Cubed replied saying, well, it's the drama community. Never argued as much in my life since January. We have people here who analyze and about cakes. I can't imagine having a popular YouTube and dealing with the dissenting opinions over my videos all the time. And I kind of have to agree with this person where she's like, dude, like, why are you always fighting with everyone? Like, I understand when things come to your attention, you don't have to always address them. Like, obviously, an issue like doxing, yes, you need to address, but when people are going to come at you with absolutely no proof of anything, just don't pay it any mind because it's going to blow over, and if it doesn't, then you can just address it or take it to the authorities if it's a major situation. But when you're constantly in a battle with people online, it's just not a good look, and it's super stressful. And with everything that's going on, you don't need any additional stress in your life right now. So you just gotta learn how to, at some point, just let it go. Now, I don't agree with doxing in any capacity at all, and it is illegal. So if you feel like somebody is trying to dox you or dox somebody in your family, then you need to make sure that you are alerting the authorities because it's not safe. And it sucks that we live in a day and age that this is something that happens on a regular basis, but you do need to make sure that you are protecting yourself and taking care of yourself and your loved ones. Okay, now when I say that this next drama is extremely petty, it literally is over hair dye. I kid you not. Hair dye. Let's go ahead and get on into the drama between Thomas Halbert and Ethan Supreme, aka Trash Queen Ethan, aka Ethan Peters. So here we can see that Thomas uploaded a photo of his new hair that was done on 3/10 of 2020. To which someone replied saying, at Thomas Beauty, Ethan did it way better. At Trash Queen Ethan, like way better. Ethan then tweeted out saying, you're 27, you should put your last few brain cells into something original. Stop obsessing over me, it feels creepy. You're too big of an age to act this stupid. I got my bag and you got mad. Eat my... And then someone replied under that saying, you're as in you are. You gotta love it when a grammar queen comes to correct somebody when they're fighting with somebody. Like, if you're gonna fight with somebody, at least make sure you're using your grammar right. Then tweets out saying, stop talking about me, it feels predatory. Then followed that up by saying, next time get better toner and pay me to facetune your hair because obviously you aren't competent enough to do it yourself. Thomas then quote tweeted someone that said, me seeing people compare at Thomas Beauty to Ethan like, and he said, it's cute he used to be a fan, turned obsessive stalker, to the person who says I faked an eating disorder to delusional clout chaser. He's mad about hair, and I have to chuckle. And if you're not sure what Thomas is talking about when he's saying that Ethan told people that he was faking an eating disorder, last year Ethan was doing a video with somebody named, I think, Lars or something like that, where he was saying that he didn't like Thomas because Thomas was faking an eating disorder and able to get views, which is absolutely disgusting to say about somebody because Thomas did go through an eating disorder. And then Thomas tweeted out, anyways, my hair is inspired by Melanie Martinez and Todoroki, hopefully I'm saying that right, and not some random influencer. To which someone replied saying, he really thought he was the blueprint, LMAO. And Thomas replied saying, I will always be his blueprint, he must have forgot. Ethan replied back saying, I'm the clout chaser. At Thomas Beauty, I didn't try to ruin James Charles' career for views, nor did I try to manipulate Jeffree Star into being his friend to hurt him. You're miserable with a washed up career and hair. Trust me, there's nothing worthy about you to stalk. But if you do remember last year when James Charles' scandal happened, Ethan did post a video onto Twitter where he was basically bashing James, saying, now that James Charles is canceled, when old Supreme dies, a new Supreme rises, and that new Supreme is me, and I'm going to be an actual makeup artist and not a Facetune artist. So he was literally using James's scandal to try to gain popularity and views. Now, I know people are going to say, well, didn't drama channels talk about that and stuff? And yes, they absolutely did. And yes, they did get views. And yes, they did get followers. But a lot of those channels were just reporting on the situation where he's literally like saying, I'm not going to like come onto the internet and tell you that I'm a good singer and sing for you terribly. And I'm not going to be a Facetune artist. I can actually do makeup. So he was basically dragging him and not just talking about the situation. Someone then tweeted back to Thomas saying, I thought he was literally a child. To which Thomas replies back saying, He lies about his age for clout. Now, I don't know what happened to the other screenshot that Thomas was saying that Ethan was actually 27 and not 17. Someone did tweet out this picture of Ethan's ID that I believe Ethan put on Snapchat. Unfortunately, again, I don't know what happened to the original tweet, so if you know who this original tweet belongs to, let me know and I can credit them down below. But you can see that it shows that he is under the age of 21 until 2024. And it shows that his date of birth was in 2003. I mean, we all learned from Thomas's scandal with the artist that he wasn't paying, that he does not know how to do math. But like, Thomas, you have a calculator on your phone. Like, pull it up and let's use it. Come on. Ethan then followed that previous tweet up with another tweet saying, I can clout chase all I want without hurting anyone. All my viral videos are moneymakers and I have never needed to drag anyone. Well, clearly that's false. At Thomas Beauty, you're the worst type of clout chaser, one who's not even self-aware of how destructive and harmful you are to everyone around you. And then he followed that tweet up with another tweet saying, I made a couple $100,000 last year and I didn't even make $1 or gain a follower off of hurting anyone. I chase clout by making myself look stupid and actually having originality. It's called marketing. At Thomas Beauty, you're called a miserable, jealous, washed-up YouTuber. And I mean, that might hurt if maybe you would use the correct form of your, like, stay in school, kids, come on. Ethan then tweeted saying, if you were my blueprint, I wouldn't have any money or friends or happiness or a hot rich boyfriend or honestly anything at all. I have talent, originality, and self-awareness, something you lack a lot of. And it's gonna keep going, and it's funny that Ethan literally says that he has a lot of self-awareness, but you're literally having this giant fight on Twitter in front of everybody, clearly showing that you don't have any kind of self-awareness, because if you were worried about reputation or anything like that, you'd be handling this behind the scenes, but of course we're doing it on Twitter in front of everybody for no reason. All over some hair. Ethan then tweets out saying, this was 2017. Yes, I was 14. Stop acting like I'm lying, lol. And then he shows a screenshot of a cease and desist letter that is sent to him from Thomas or from Thomas's attorney. And then he goes on to tweet, here's the cease and desist letter at Thomas Beauty sent me for defending myself when his grown berated me online before I even had Twitter and for quote-unquote stealing his looks. You have always played the victim and tried to hurt my career since I was 14. He's 25 at the time. What is up with these YouTubers and not being able to do math? Thomas is only 22. So if Ethan was 14 at the time that this letter was sent out, then that would have made Thomas 19. Why can these people not do math? Like, seriously, you guys, please stay in school. Thomas then tweeted out, can any of my followers direct me to when I ever started drama with this Ethan Supreme kid? Hasn't he always been the one making videos, stories, and tweets about me? This dude is so weird. A whole adult lying about his age for clout and then making this aggressive remarks. Thomas, dude, use your next AdSense check to please get like a regular calculator if you can't figure out how to pull up the calculator on your phone. He's not an adult, he is 17. Thomas then followed that up by saying, like, I'm so confused. This kid is lying about his age for so long. Again, Thomas, get a calculator. And to be clear, he's mad that my management, when I was 18, sent a cease and desist to Lilac PR for harassing me. And then finally Thomas says, like, leave me alone. You have got at me for 4 years. Give it a rest. Aren't you tired of obsessing over me? You guys, when I say I've seen some petty drama over the years, like, this has to probably take the cake. They're literally in an argument because of the style and color of their hair. Like, come on. There's a ton of more things in the world to be worried about, especially right now, to be online fighting about who owns the right to a certain hair color. Like, this is just ridiculous. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump on into the drama that happened last night between, again, Thomas Halbert and our new contender, Nick Snider. So all this popped off after Thomas Halbert sent out a tweet addressing Nick Snider after Nick Snider talked about Alyssa Ashley and this is not my president situation. And Thomas said, not this self-loathing that's only sense of humor is how many and his can handle telling women to deal with a bag president. Sorry, that's a lot of beeps. To which Nick replied by saying, at Thomas Beauty called me a y'all. Maybe instead of worrying about online drama, you should try to get that career back. Oh wait, I forgot, you'd rather scam your fans out of money. Clown. Nick then followed that up by saying, and while you're at it at Thomas Beauty, I think it's time for you to update the beavers that you're wearing on top of your head. Oh dear God, please let's not get back into the hair drama again. We literally just stopped talking about that. And then Nick followed that up by saying, and that's all the attention from me that the bargain bin version of Cole Kerrigan will be receiving. And unless Thomas went on some kind of tweet and delete rampage, I did not see any response from Thomas to Nick, which I'm actually very surprised about. Unless Thomas was sliding into the DMs, he didn't address anything publicly with Nick. Alright, well let's go ahead and get on into the drama between Nick and another channel known as This Bish Crazy or This Crazy Bish, and here's what went down. Nick sent out a tweet saying, woo, anything for views, with a screenshot of a video titled, Nick Snider is struggling to stay clean, plus real reason Nick moved. And then he followed that up with another tweet saying, I would love to know how I'm manipulating my followers at This Crazy Bish. I'm not going to link your video as that's what you're hoping for, but this video title is complete trash. The only thing I have been partaking in which is medical. I'm clean and so is my booty hole. So of course I had to go check out this video and see what it was all about, but before I did that, I hopped over to this person's Twitter and this is what I found. If you are not looking at this screen and just listening to the video, I would highly suggest that you look at the screen because I'm not going to be reading out the hashtags that are on here because most likely this channel will get demonetized because of what's going on. But in this tweet, he tagged Nick Snider, the viewer's voice, Rich Lux, Nikki Tutorials, A Challenge, Pizzagate, Bleach 2020, and Drama, plus the other ones that I'm not going to read out. He then also tagged Shannon Rose in this video, and she has nothing to even do with it. Like, in the video, he at least mentions Rich Lux and Nikki Tutorials by name, but he doesn't even talk about Shannon, and he knows that we just had that big drama with Shannon and Nick that happened, so he's clearly just trying to use this for attention and for clout. And if you remember back when Nick had his relapse, this was the channel that did a video that said, Nick Snider almost dies, but where was Rich Lux? Like, that video was just disgusting. So I'm not surprised that this channel is putting out yet another video about Nick. But in the video, I mean, he just gets all of his facts completely wrong. He said the reason that Nick was moving back to Florida was to get away from the dealers that were in Houston, but there are dealers in Florida. Yes, of course, there's dealers in every city. But in Nick's video, when he came back, he said that he needed to leave because these people knew where he lived. They were in his house. Like, he didn't feel safe. That's why he left. Like, get your facts straight if you're going to at least be talking about this stuff. And then he also says in the video that Nick put out a video about Petty Page and calling her a mutt, which I don't ever remember him doing, and then he deleted that video. The only situation that I can remember from the past where we've involved the word mutt was when Dustin Daly did that video with Martin Lewis. Like, that is where that came from, not from Nick Snider and Petty Page. So again, you're just making up fake drama based off of other drama that happened in the past, and you're using that to try to attack somebody. Like, if you're going to go after somebody, at least get your facts right. Like, come on. Like, you're making the rest of us drama channels look bad. But that is everything that I have for today's video, so I'd love to know what you guys think down below. What do you think about all of the drama between T-Trigger and T-Dispel, aka vice versa? What do you think about the giant mess between Thomas Halbert and Ethan Peters? And what do you think about the situation between Nick Snider and Thomas Halbert? And lastly, what do you think about the situation between Nick Snider and This Bish Crazy? I'd love to know what you think down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button and hit that bell icon and set all of your notifications to on so you'll be notified of every time that I upload a new video. Alright, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!